Good morning, peoples. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Mariah. I know I've been MIA. I have been really upset about my account. I've been on my backup page. Trust and believe. I'm trying to sneak in as much as I can without getting hit. It is a process I'm trying to figure out. Because, baby, if I am not under watch, I've even had to change my headlines and my subject line so I can't be targeted. Hello, Dar. Hey, Dar. Good morning. Hi, Derry. Good morning. Hi, Jenny. Good morning, guys. If y'all don't stop, I just got on live. And don't you bring no lizard in my house. Sorry, y'all. Emmy bought me a gift the other day. And I had to save the lizard, save myself from panicking, and then try to, get the lizard out the damn house. It has been a day. Can we get the hearts pumping? What's good morning? Good morning. Good morning, Young Glow's baby mama. Who the hell? What is she? Oh, she must be live. Hi, Cherise. Hi, Pure. I'm good. I've just been a little, down, trying to pick myself up. I'm terrified of lizards. We're all terrified of lizards. Let's get these hearts pumping, y'all. We got a lot of information to go through. I have not eaten this morning. That ain't what I'm looking for. Let me turn off that. I didn't even know that was on. Hello, peoples. Hello, 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 hello. It's the first of the month, so I hope y'all paid y'all rent. I just paid mine. I had to just pay my rent. Oh, it's eating me up to pay that hoe. I'm like, we got a government shutdown. Should I really be paying my rent? I mean, I don't work for the government, but you know what I'm saying. And did it the first thing. I hope y'all paid y'all rent this morning or your mortgage, whichever one that you got to pay. I'm good, Tazzy. I'm good. Hello, hello. Can we get the hearts pumping? Hi, lovely. Thank you, Dara. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. How was your vacay? I didn't take a vacation. I went to go get my taxes done. That was stressful. I'm on my main page today. I'm just seeing how it works out. I'm trying to be very conscientious about what goes out on this page. I'm just, a little stressed out. Just a little bit. There will be no daily recaps right now. Right now, what happens is if I post a daily recap, I get hit. Okay? So, I've got to figure out how to do the daily recaps without calling it a daily recap. It's not easy. I have to restructure everything, and I don't know how I'm going to do that now. So, at this moment, I'm just going to go live. I could post it on my YouTube, but everybody that's on my TikTok is not on my YouTube. And everybody that's on my YouTube is not on my TikTok. So, I don't want people on my main source to be out. I'm going to figure it out. It's just, I got to watch what I put out. And they're not letting me tell the truth. Does that make sense? They're not letting me tell the truth. I hope that makes sense to y'all. We are officially in a government shutdown. Yay, us. This is our second shutdown. The last one happened 7 years ago. The last government shutdown happened 7 years ago. And guess who was our president at that time? I'm just going to let y'all guess. Guess who was our president at the time of our last shutdown? I got any takers? Anybody? It was in 2018. Okay? Okay? Toupee Fiasco. Okay? Toupee Fiasco was our president. Okay? Now, He let the government shutdown go on for 35 days. 35 days, okay? It lasted 35 days. The shutdown was primarily over his demands for the funding of the Mexico-U.S. border wall, which Democrats didn't think we needed. I mean, the border wall ain't even a wall. So this is nothing new, okay? Now, what is new is the fact that not only are we at a government shutdown, we've got the ICE agents hunting people down in Chicago. We also have, hey Declan, we also have Portland, Oregon. 166 of y'all National Guard volunteered to go out. 166 of your National Guard volunteered to patrol the streets. Y'all don't see anything wrong with that? I don't give a fuck how much you're getting paid. I would never. Like, both sides of my family are heavy military. Heavy on both sides. They would never do that. I don't give a fuck how much it is. They would never do that. You are never put on the military. Our military is not here for us. They're not here to surveillance us. Now, I'm going to be real with you. The one time we needed the goddamn National Guard was January 6th. I ain't see them outside at all. But you know who he did want to call the National Guard on? The BLM people that were standing in front of the church. He wanted to take them out. He wanted them to be gone so he could take a picture in front of a church with the upside down Bible. But now he's looking for Antifa. I'm telling you right now, Antifa is not an organization. It's multiple areas. Anybody can be Antifa. Anybody. If you are against fascism, you are Antifa. They're anti-fascism. That's it. That is it. And like I said earlier, that talk at Quantico was nothing but a shit show. You had a draft dodger, a felon, a two-time impeached president saying how great he was. And then you had a Fox News. I don't even know how many years this man served. Was he National Guard or something? And off his rocker talking to experienced high-level military officers as if they knew what the fuck they was talking about. I saw some photos from that damn thing, and you had some of them doing this the whole time. Like, what the fuck are we listening? They was like this, like, I know you fucking lying. They want to go back to 2015, where it made harder for women to get into the armed services, where there wasn't a quota to bring people of color and black people into the armed services. They're not saying that there is a status quo. They're saying white before anything. And if you don't like it, you can leave. That wasn't a joke because it was said twice. It was said during Petey's little talk and Trump's talk. They're serious. They're looking for loyalty. And I'm going to make something very clear. You do not take an oath to a president. You make an oath to your country. He is not the country. He is not the country. The country is the citizens. That's who you're making your oath to protect us, not to serve that gremlin in office. That was a power grab. That was, oh, you need to bow down to me. You need to do what I say. And then he kept saying the enemy within. I'm going to make something very clear. When that little man with the mustache changed the Constitution, he had all the heads of his military come to one place and told them that you are now serving me. Does it sound familiar? That little man in the mustache did the exact same thing when he took over Germany. He did the exact same thing when he took over Germany. He called all the heads of his military and let them know that the Constitution had changed. And now you are loyal to me. That's some real shit. That's the same thing he just did. See, a lot of people don't want to admit, but he is following Hitler's plan to a T. This is how you take over a country. The enemy within. Who was the enemy within? To them, Jewish people were the enemy within. Now, it's urban cities. Urban cities are the enemy within. Mostly blue cities. Because blue cities have the highly educated in it. You know, the ones that actually fund the red states. It's the blue states and the blue cities that actually fund the red states. And that's where actually most of our money comes from in the United States, comes from urban cities, heavy populated urban cities. That's where the money comes from. So if we are shut down, the economy collapses, baby. If we shut down, the economy collapses because the money comes from us. And he's talking about doing practices, military runs in urban cities because they're Antifa and they're the enemy within. He said that shit multiple times. I know people just look at him as like a certified yapper, but he's yapping with points. He's putting buzzwords out there. He's trying to incite division. Well, shit, he's already started that hoe. But telling National Guards that, oh, if somebody does something to you, you can hurt them. Or telling ICE to be more aggressive. I've seen ICE ramp up their physical harm towards civilians in the past week or two, where they're literally pushing women, throwing women to the ground. Women. Somebody get family, whatever his name, out of here. You love your grandma too. She's probably your mama. Get him out my room. I ain't got time for it today. I ain't got time for it today. I'm on IG. I don't have time for them today. My IG is the same, Tanya. Talk your shit, Nene. But yes, they have been really aggressive. Shay, I can't even. Do I have mods in the room right now? I think I have mods in the room. Oh, Hershey's in here, girl. Okay, look. Yes, so they've been ramping up their aggression towards citizens. They've been harming. And they just took an ICE agent that was off duty for pushing a pregnant woman to the ground. Once they were leaving court, they put him back on. So you already know there's no boundaries whatsoever. And Trump is emboldening them. I'm sorry. Toupee Fiasco, I'm not going to say his name. Toupee Fiasco is emboldening them. And the reason he wants to embolden them, because if he gives them all the power they need, they will follow him to the ends of the earth. All it takes is a bunch of uneducated individuals. Because let me make something very clear. To join ICE, you don't even need to have a degree. You don't even have to have a college education to join ICE. They have taken all those barriers down. So we basically got morons that could never amount to anything in their lives. Majority of them joining a place that could harm anybody and everybody. Why? Because they want to take their anger out on the world. They want to harm people. They want to harm people, and this is the best way they can get it out. They're not doing it to serve their country. They're doing it so they can hurt people. They're doing it because they've been picked on all their life, or they never amounted to shit, and this is all they got left. These people are not anything else but that. Anybody that decides to hide behind a mask to harm people, you're just missing your pointy hat. You're missing your pointy hat. Your white hood is missing. Okay? Y'all might as well put the white hoods back on and put the white covers back on and hop on a goddamn horse. Because that's what I see ICE as. That's exactly what y'all are. And I don't care how y'all put it. If you decide you want to do that job, I don't give a fuck what color you are, what race you are. You are no longer a part of my community. You've officially switched over, my boy. And they are excited about hurting people. They're excited about arresting people. They're excited about dragging people away from their families. This is not a damn duty to America. You ain't doing shit for us. You're not doing anything for us whatsoever. Actually, you're bringing our economy down. Baby, did you know the private sector, the GDP just put out something? The private sector has let go 32,000 people. 32,000 people in the private sector has lost their jobs. So not only is the public sector being hit, private sector companies are being hit too. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Everybody's losing their jobs across the way. Farmers are looking for Trump to give them a bailout. And Americans are like, why the fuck should we help y'all? And you know what? I get it. I get it on both sides, but I'm being real shit. Why the fuck should my tax dollars go to bailing you out when you voted for this man? You wanted this man. Let the Republican taxpayers pay for that shit and leave the Democrats and the leftists and the liberals out of it. Let my money go to the black farmers. Because y'all not talking about bailing them out. You're only talking about bailing out white farmers. They're not talking about bailing out black farmers. They're talking about bailing out white farmers, soybeans, and shit. Who was supposed to buy soybeans from us and went around the corner and got them from Mexico, I think? They bypassed our asses completely. Was it China? Yeah, somebody bypassed us. Yep, China bypassed our ass and went right to Mexico and got their shit. We are fucked. I just saw something from Fox News saying that interest rates are too high. Inflation is high. Tariffs are high. And we are struggling. So not only are we in the midst of a government shutdown, tariffs are eating our asses. Inflation is eating us up. Interest rates are too high. But we're great. We are great. We just had a recall on corn dogs. $58 million. 58 million pounds of meat being recalled because it had wood in it. Wood. And my head hurt, y'all. My head hurts. My head hurts. I swear to God. When I be consuming this goddamn information, my head literally be like, you know, I be waking up some days and be like, ain't nothing gonna happen today. It's gonna be a real chill day. The lies that they tell. It is not chill. It has not been chill. Yes. So if you eat corn dogs or corn puffs and you got them from Kroger's and shit, put them hoes down. Actually, if you got shrimp from Kroger's too, put that shit down too. And from Trader Joe's, put that shit down too. Don't touch it. Okay? Something has listeria in it as well. Baby, I'm tired. I am tired. Okay? It's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. And with this government shutdown, it was on purpose. Now, I'm going to make something very clear. Come midterm elections, the Republican Party is going to blame Democrats for the government shutdown. But let me make something very clear to all you MAGA lovers, because I'm going to... The Trailer Park Brigade. Republicans have the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House. There should be no reason. There should be no reason why we're in a government shutdown. You know why we're in a government shutdown? Because they refused to ring in one Democrat. They didn't want to sign her in. They didn't want to go ahead and give her rights. Mike Johnson didn't want to do that shit. Why? Because she would have been the last person they needed to get those Epstein files released. So they shut down Congress. Actually, they locked the doors to the U.S. House. And they didn't want bipartisan negotiations. They didn't want those negotiations. You want to know why? Because the big, beautiful bill was starting to take effect. Let me make something very clear for all of y'all that's sitting here online saying that the Democrats want to give immigrants free health care. What the Democrats are asking from Medicaid is to not cut Medicaid from Obamacare, which is the Affordable Care Act. Last time I checked, illegal immigrants can't get that shit. Illegal immigrants do not qualify for fucking health care. Of none. They got to pay out of pocket. Y'all sound stupid. What the Democrats are asking is to not cut Medicaid from the Affordable Care Act. Because you know what? Trump can't get rid of Obamacare wholly, so they're pulling bits and pieces from it. They're yanking bits and pieces from the Obamacare. They're dismantling it little by little. People's premiums are going to go up if Medicaid is cut from the Affordable Care Act. Some people are looking at 114% increase in their premiums. If you're on the Affordable Care Act, you cannot even afford regular insurance. That is your last fucking hope to go to the doctor and get the medication you need, to get the access to health care you need. That is why the Democrats are on a standstill. They want that back. And I don't blame them. You know what's going to happen once that happens? People on Social Security that are also on Medicaid are not going to have funds to go to the doctors to get their insulin, to get their diabetes medication. Mothers that have children, they're going to have issues. Hospitals are going to shut down. Medicaid provides the funds. That is the government funding those rural hospitals. They're going to start shutting down. Senior citizens in nursing homes? Oh, baby, say goodbye. Say goodbye. That is what they're trying to prevent. People from dying. And y'all sitting here like, oh my God, they want illegal immigrants to have health care. Y'all sound dumb as... It's like y'all don't pick up a book. I'm going to tell you right now. I wish I wasn't this hard on MAGA. But y'all make it so easy. So easy to clown y'all, because anytime that man opens his mouth, y'all don't question it. Y'all don't ask no fucking questions, and that's why we are in the predicament we're in now. Y'all let this man rant and rave all during his fucking election process. He gave y'all nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And now y'all believe whatever he gave y'all was good, and he didn't give y'all shit. And now he's trying to dismantle everything that's going to help y'all. Because I really do think white people, and it's specifically for y'all, I really think white MAGA conservative lovers, I really do think y'all think that only black people and people of color are on Medicaid, Social Security, SNAP, WIC, housing. Where do y'all think we get trailer park trash from? I'm just being real. Where do y'all think y'all call us ghetto? Where do y'all think we get trailer park trash from? Come on now. That's the equivalent. That is the equivalent of poor. That's white poor. Y'all thought we just came up with that for no reason? Are y'all slow? I'm just asking for a friend. They shut down the government because they don't want to give y'all health care. They shut down the government because they didn't want the Epstein files to come out. They didn't want the Epstein files to come out, and they didn't want to give health care to people. Health care is not for all anymore. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If anybody go to Trump RX and buy prescriptions from that spot, this man will grift your grandma out her panties. I promise you. This man will grift your grandma out her panties if he could. He will grift your grandma out her panties if he could. And you know why he came up with Trump RX? It wasn't for low prescriptions. It's because his son invested in that shit. He's got money into it. They are managing. They've got their hands in so much shit. I've never seen a president manipulate the government to a point where he can profit. And he's profiting everywhere. Hell, Kushner and with the Saudis, hell, they about to buy everything. Madden, Sims, all that shit is about to be owned by Jared Kushner and the Saudis. Hell, Trump's granddaughter violated I don't know how many goddamn laws when she stuck behind the goddamn White House and decided to sell those funky ass sweaters. Them plain ass ugly sweaters. She did it at the White House. That is illegal. Everybody is making a profit off the damn White House, except for the people that should be profiting, which is lower and middle class. We're going broke. And all y'all can say is Trump is doing great when y'all not fucking educated enough to even say that. That statement can't come out your mouth because you're not looking at the numbers. You're not looking. We've got more unemployment than we have jobs. There are no jobs anymore. We're broke. Nobody likes us. And now we're in a government shutdown, which means National Guards that just deployed to fucking Oregon, y'all ain't gonna get paid. Your shit is about to be furloughed. Right along with ICE agents. Y'all trying to tell me no, ICE is in another bill. I know they're in another bill. But they also are essential workers. So their money will be furloughed. Furloughed means back pay. It means back pay. Some essential workers are just fired with no pay. TSA and then people that control the goddamn airplanes, oh, they ain't getting paid. I know they pissed. They've been going through too much shit this year. Air traffic control, I won't be getting my ass on no plane. Sure won't. Them people probably playing Nintendo. Talking about, oh, I ain't getting paid. All right. Bet. But you know who is getting paid? Toupee fiasco. The Republicans. Everybody's getting paid. Some Democrats say they're not taking the money. Some Democrats have said they're not taking the money. And some of them say they don't have a choice or they won't survive. We're going through too much shit at once. I can't catch up. I really cannot catch up. And I'm gonna read y'all down the line what affects this government shutdown. Oh, where is it? All right. So, what's affected during the government shutdown? Federal workers, about 2 million civilian federal employees, essential employees like air traffic controllers, border patrol, TSA, military, federal law enforcement will still work without pay until funding resumes. That includes ICE agents, okay? Non-essential employees are furloughed, sent home without pay. Military, active duty service members still report to duty but don't receive pay until the shutdown ends. Civilian Pentagon workers will be furloughed. Government services, air travel, TSA agents, air traffic controllers, and aviation safety inspectors must work without pay, risking staff shortages and delays. I ain't flying. Border and Immigration Patrol. Border Patrol, ICE agents continue to work without pay. And whoever came on my fucking page and was like, Aaron Parnas said that ICE agents will get paid. Aaron Parnas is not the fucking end-all be-all. If you want to listen to him, take your ass over there. He's not the fucking end-all be-all. He's not God. He's not saint. He was just picked, okay? He got lucky. He got picked, and he stuck with it. And he's a white boy. What do you expect? But I do my own fucking shit. Don't do that. Don't bring that shit over here. I ain't got nothing against that boy, but don't bring that shit over here. Leave me alone. You don't like my news? Take your ass over there with him. We are different. We are not the same. And I do my own fucking homework. So, border and immigration. Border Patrol and ICE agents continue to work without pay. Immigration courts may face slowdowns. That's good. That means less people will be going to them hoes. Law enforcement, FBI, DEA, Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, federal prison workers, and are considered essential and keep working without pay. National parks and museums, many close or operate with a skeleton staff, leading to trash buildup, restroom closures, and safety concerns. Programs and benefits, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Benefits still go out. They are mandatory spending, okay? But new applications or customer services may be forced to delay. You'll get delays, okay? Food assistance, SNAP, WIC, and school meals. SNAP, food stamps may continue for a limited time depending on reserves. WIC, nutrition for women, infants, and children often runs out really quickly. Really quickly. School meal programs could face disruptions. That means kids are going to go to school and they're not going to have anything to eat. And I think it's about 10,000 Head Start babies are not going to be able to go to school either. I think it's about 10,000. Housing assistance. HUD programs like rental assistance, housing vouchers may pause or delay payments. Tax refunds and audits could be delayed. IRS customer service furloughed except for critical functions. The economy, small business loans and permits, they will be delayed. Research and public health, like we got any of that shit anymore because, you know, he's cut that hoe off completely. NIH may delay new medical research grants. CDC may reduce disease tracking and outbreak responses. Like right now, that is the time to do that shit. We just had 58 million pounds of meat with wood in it. We've got shrimp with listeria. And you think we got time to shut down the CDC? We got time for that shit? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm scared to eat anything at this point. It's just, it's too much. It's way too much. Woo! So workers and contractors, hundreds of thousands of government contractors, janitors, cafeteria workers, IT staff often do not get back pay at all. And that's lower middle class right there. They don't get back pay at all. They're not getting anything. So they're just going to be sitting at home praying that this government shutdown comes back on. General public, passport, visa processes can slow down. Disaster recovery efforts like FEMA may be delayed. I heard Mike Johnson on the goddamn TV talking about they're delaying FEMA. Y'all don't give people FEMA. Anytime somebody requests FEMA, you tell them to get their shit together. Y'all was so delayed in Texas that people lost their lives when it came to FEMA. Don't bring FEMA up now. Now that it benefits your situation. The hell? Now you want to talk about FEMA. You know what? Oh my God. I can't. They will avoid anything and everything to put it on them. Let's see. Stock market and economy may ripple effects due to uncertainty. It's not like the stock market has been stable since this man has gotten office. What's not affected? Congress. Lawmakers will still get paid. Mandatory spending like Social Security checks, Medicare, Medicaid through offices may be slow. So that is the breakdown of the effect of shutting down the government. Because Toupee Fiasco does not want to give U.S. citizens Medicaid. We stress that big, beautiful bill to y'all so damn much. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Toupee Fiasco has never had a health care plan. His first term, he said he had a health care plan to replace Obama. He did not. There was no health care plan whatsoever. This time around, he still does not have a fucking health care plan for us. He has a way of making money off of y'all with this Trump RX, but he has no health care plan to replace Obamacare. But the only reason he's dismantling it is because it came from Obama. Do you know the percentage of people without health care dropped immensely once we got Obamacare? We had less sick people. We had less homelessness. We had less veterans worrying about where they were going to get their medication from. Insulin was not high. Diabetes medication was not high. Y'all about to be paying out y'all ass, and I'll be damned if I'm going to order anything off that fucking Good RX. Hello? That's where I go. I go to Good RX. Y'all can go there. I'm not putting my faith in that shit. It ain't happening at all. And now, on top of that, all of our researchers, y'all, all our scientists and researchers are leaving the country. Oh my God. A lot of them are going to China. A lot of them are going to China, y'all. Our top scientists, our top researchers are all going to China. They said that every 250 years, a regime collapses. We're at 249, I think. I think we're at 249. I think it is our turn to collapse. But on the bright side for black folks, Burkina Faso waives fees for all African nationalists to boost the Pan-African unity. We can go to Burkina Faso. See, the crazy thing about it is if this country collapses, every black and minority of this country will have somewhere to go. White folks just gonna be here. Y'all just gonna be here. We can get the fuck out. It may not be our country, but we can. It may not be our country, but we can get the fuck out. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I saw a simulation of what it would look like if every minority, every race left this country except for white people. The economy would collapse. And it's not even a joke. The United States will collapse if every minority, every race of people leave but white people. They will not survive without everybody. And that's the only thing that scares me. That's the only thing that scares me about this country, is they know they cannot survive without us, which means that if they don't want us in high paying leveled positions, where do they want us? Will they stop us from getting the hell out? That is the real thing. That is the real issue. Because I'm telling you right now, if white people said that every race in this country had to leave and we'll give you a free ticket and we'll give you a stipend to go, and everybody left, including actresses, singers, writers, TV, athletes, if every last one of us left, scientists, doctors, designer, we all got the fuck out, it's going to be a really boring ass place to be. It's going to be really fucking boring. And every other economy that we go to is going to prevail. Just think about it. If every Southeast Asian, if every Indian, if hell, Native Americans, y'all can come with us if y'all want to. Y'all can come with us. Y'all come to Africa with us. I'm pretty sure Mexico will let y'all in too. Y'all ain't got to stay here either. But every economy would boost outside of the United States. Just think about that. Every economy would boost outside of the United States if that actually happened. We would take all of our knowledge to those countries, and the economies would boost like nobody's business. And then the United States will use force to try to get us to trade with them. Because you think we're going to trade with them after we've been kicked out, after they told us to leave? No, we would not be trading with y'all. It would not happen. Speaking of outside of the country, the flotilla has been captured. The flotilla has been captured by Israel. I don't know what's going to happen, but I saw it this morning. Yeah, they've already intercepted them. Somebody get Penny out of here. Pammy, Penny, I don't know who you are, but you got to go. We don't say yes to that. They were on there this morning saying they were ready. They were ready to be intercepted by Israeli ships, and they say Italy tried to play them. What do you want? Oh, goodness gracious! Italy tried to play them. I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope they're safe, and I hope no people of color are on those goddamn ships, because if people of color are on those ships, they're about to be treated very harshly. Very harshly. One thing I have learned about people over there in that country, they don't like people of color. They don't like people of color. They will happily torture a person of color or a black person. That's just it. They will happily do that, and they won't think twice about it. And ooh, Jesus. We are in a stage where Tupac Fiasco is removing all African American history from parks, from museums, from everywhere. They've removed the 1863 photograph showing the scarred back of an enslaved man from U.S. history exhibits and historical sites. Y'all can erase as much history as you want. Don't think we ain't got copies. Taking our history from out of museums doesn't mean that we don't still know it. I know white folks like to ignore their history. Y'all love white power so much. Why would y'all get rid of something that y'all should be proud of? Y'all conquered a country. I'm being for real. Y'all should be outright proud. Y'all conquered a country. Y'all enslaved people. Y'all unalived a whole, like many tribes of Native Americans. And then y'all used them to do y'all dirty work. Y'all made Japanese people work on your railroads. You put them in internment camps. Y'all should be really proud of y'all history. But yet y'all trying to hide it. I don't understand that. What is the embarrassment for? The only reason you remove history out of books, out of schools, off of websites, out of museums is because you're fucking embarrassed. And that is not how you grow. That's not how you grow. The only way you grow from your mistakes is by facing them head on. And being the fact that y'all want to completely abolish your white history, y'all are cowards. Y'all want people to think that y'all wholesome and great. When history keeps repeating itself, it may not be in the form of slavery, but it comes through the government. It comes through other places. That's just what it is. And I'm sorry, that's just not how that works. Another ICE detainee from Dallas has lost their life. I guess they were in critical condition. They did not make it. That's another one. I don't know. And I know that boy was not trying to aim at detainees. I know he was targeting ICE, but it's just what's happening. Now everybody has seen the, I don't know if this is a deal. I don't even want to call it a deal. I don't even think it's a deal. Everybody's seen the stipulations of the Hamas-Israel, I don't even want to call it that. The so-called deal that makes no sense whatsoever. Hamas has not agreed. And Benny Boy is trying to make changes to the agreement. So it's crazy how Benny and Tupe Fiasco can have conversations without Hamas and come up with an agreement and a plan and not involve them whatsoever. It is crazy. So the ceasefire and release of hostages, an immediate halt to hostilities within 72 hours after public Israel acceptance. All hostages, living or deceased, would be released. I wonder, does that include everybody that Israel has collected over the past 80-something years? Because let me tell y'all something about Israel. It's very cool. So if you get imprisoned in Israel and you have like a 50-year sentence and you lose your life by 20, they keep your body for the extra 30. They keep your body for the extra 30. And they're also the leading factors in, organ removements. Yeah, they sometimes they give your organs to their students. They sell your organs off. Oh, y'all didn't know that? Yeah. So I'm wondering if those hostages are going to include those people as well. I'm just asking. I'm curious. So Israeli withdrawal. Israeli forces would withdraw in stages tied to progress on security and demilitarization milestones. However, Israel may retain forces in security perimeters until conditions are met. This is going to be another apartheid. It's just going to go back to what they were doing before, controlling their water intake, controlling their food intake, controlling who gets to go where, how, and when, and why. This is basically what it is. So going back to where they were before. Nothing in this agreement says Palestine will be a free state. Nothing in this agreement says Palestine will be a free state. Nowhere. So how the fuck can y'all resolve anything if they still not free? Disarmament of Hamas. Hamas would have to disarm its military capabilities. Hamas said they not doing that shit. That was one thing they refused to do. Because you know what? I don't trust them. You want me to give up everything I got to protect myself while y'all still patrolling the perimeter. You got life fucked up. I ain't doing that. Yep, you right, Emmy. I ain't doing that. No role in governance. Hamas would be excluded from future governance of Gaza. I forgot. They want to put a white boy, a British white man, in charge of Palestine. Let me get his name. Girl, if you don't stop moving, now you're being dramatic. I can't find. Did you fart? Oh, God, that's nasty. Oh, Tony Blair. Okay, God damn it. Oh, my God, that was nasty. Oh, thank you. British politician Tony Blair. He is tapped to be for Gaza's plan to bring peace. I'm sorry, no white man has ever brought peace to nobody of color. No white man has ever brought peace to Palestine. It is because of white man Palestine is in the place that it's in now. The Murdoch family posed to giving Palestine to the Jews. That's why Israel's there now. Because rich white people in this country wanted it. And y'all want another white man to go in there and broker peace? They used to call them the white devils or some shit like that. No. 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 They want him to end in the Middle East. They want him to strengthen the weakness. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. What you want, Emmy? What you want? You want something? Okay, we're not going outside yet. We can go outside later, okay? Okay? Okay. So, yes, it's a cat. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. And I would not, if I was Hamas, I would not agree. I would not agree. If I was Hamas, I would not agree to that. They want Hamas to be excluded from the governance of Gaza, which is not going to happen. I'm not going to give over. And you know what? Let me make something very clear. Israel's the reason Hamas exists. They put Hamas in charge. And you think they finna get that shit up? I wouldn't give that shit up. You got me messed up. You think I'm finna give you power? Nah, we good. And I love how people that sit there and interview Hamas leaders don't want to go back 80 years where this shit started. They don't want to talk about the Nakba. They don't want to talk about none of that, the ethnic cleansing that they have been doing for 80 years. They only want to start at October 2023. That's where they want to start this shit at. No, bitch, if we gonna be for real, let's go back. Let's go back. Y'all getting on my nerves. If you gonna tell the story, tell the whole fucking story. Don't sit there and make a narrative fit just for the sake of white people. Oh, that's cute. I don't even know. That's cute. That just be making me mad as hell, y'all. For real. It be pissing me off. They want transactional administration. Gaza would be governed temporarily by a technocrat Palestinian leader. No, he's whitewashed. Nope, he's whitewashed. A technocrat? The fuck? No, he's bought and paid for. Hell no. It's giving Clarence Thomas to me. I ain't fucking with that. No, we're not doing that either. under the oversight of an international body called the Board of Peace, headed by Trump and Tony Blair. Let me tell you something. Peace and Trump in the same sentence makes no goddamn sense. Peace and Trump in the same sentence makes no fucking sense. The Board of Peace. This man just be coming up with every fucking thing. I swear. He be coming up with everything. He be making shit up. By the hell. He be making shit up. I can't. Okay. International Stabilization Force. A peacekeeping or stabilizing force from Arab and other states will be deployed to assist with security, policing, and monitoring. Why does the Palestinians need to be policed? Can somebody answer that question for me? Why do they need to be policed? It's giving Jim Crow. It's giving Jim Crow. Over policing. Over policing for what? Because you don't like the color of their skin? Because you don't like how they worship? Because that's all it is. They don't like the way they worship. That's definitely what the fuck is giving. And let me tell y'all something right now. Let me get this shit off my chest. If y'all got a problem with Hamas fighting back on Israel, then y'all should have a problem with the Jewish people fighting back in those ghettos at Germany. I'm gonna let that sit there real quick. Let me let that sit there real fucking quick. If you got a problem with Hamas and Palestinians fighting back in their own state, their own place and home, then you have a problem with Jewish people fighting back in those ghettos in Germany. Let's see how many people I can piss off with that one. They are the same. They are the same. They are being oppressed. If you got a problem with Hamas fighting back from a goddamn country that is trying to oppress them, silence them, ethnically cleanse them out, and then lie to the world, you got a problem with the Jewish people doing that during Nazi Germany's term. Because they fought back too. So it looks like it's not about fighting back. It's about who's fighting back. It's about who's fighting back. Y'all don't give a fuck about the fighting back. It's who should be able to fight back. And I'm going to say this shit. Israel is buying up all tech as much as they can. Israel and America are buying up as much social media platform as they can so they can switch the fucking narrative. This was never about China. TikTok was never about China. It was about changing the narrative of Israel. Because we got everything like this from the ground. They couldn't lie to us. We changed the tide of the vision that America, of the vision that the world had on Israel. And they were mad about it. And what they needed was to take control. Just like Benny Boy had a fucking meeting with all these pro-Israel and pro-Zionist influencers. That's what it was always about. And let me make something very clear to you. Israel provides money for AIPAC so AIPAC can run the fucking government. They're not different. I don't care how many blonde-haired, blue-eyed bitches get on here and say that shit. They fund AIPAC. Who else would do it? I'll wait. They like to sit there and lie. It's not a lie. They want Instagram. They want X. They want all these social media platforms because this is where the news is now. This is where your news is. We collect the news. We find out what's right or wrong. We don't say the shit fucked up. We give it to you like it is. And they want to control it. They want to control it. And once again, I'm not paid by nobody to fucking speak. I'm not paid by the CBC. I'm not under anybody's platform. It is just me. It is just me. So this is real shit. They want this platform so they can control the narrative. And I'm going to tell y'all, once this shit switches over, y'all going to see a change. And it's going to be pro-Israel, pro-America. Lies are going to come through this damn platform like nobody's fucking business. They're going to retrain the fucking algorithm so they can fucking brainwash y'all. Don't let it happen. Debunk that shit as much as possible so the algorithm will be fucked up and they ain't got no choice but to tell the truth. Because whether they realize it or not, we still control how the algorithm works. We control what we want to see and what we don't want to see. I don't have to see this shit if I don't want to. That is how the fucking algorithm is. That's how it moves so quickly. That's how MAGA is able to stay in a bubble. That is how they're able to stay in a bubble and they don't know what's real and what's not. Emmy, shut up. You and your zoomies are getting on my nerves. God dang it. All right. The reconstruction aid, major international aid would flow to rebuild Gaza's infrastructure, housing, and services. Where's that? Where's it coming from? Where's the funding coming from? Because in my eyes, Israel should fund. Israel should fund. You destroyed it. You need to rebuild it. We shouldn't be paying shit. Actually, you know what? I think we did have a hand in that shit, so we should be paying too. That's just real shit. Conditional path to Palestine statehood. The plan does not promise an immediate Palestine state. Instead, it's an envision future steps toward the self-determination and a contingent on reforms and stability. That basically means you ain't getting shit. And if you are going to get shit, it's going to be hundreds and hundreds of years away. Amnesty and safe passage. Disarm Hamas members who commit to peace would have amnesty. Those unwilling stay could be given what? Given a safe exit from from Gaza or Palestine. Rejection of annex and force. The plan rules out permanent Israel annexation of Gaza and removes early proposals of forcible displacing Gaza population. What has changed or toned down? Greater Israeli influence over the withdrawal terms. According to sources, Benny Boy pushed to insert more favorable terms for Israel. Withdrawal is now more strictly conditional. I told y'all, he changed that fucking shit. He changed it quick. He said, they said that withdrawal is now more strictly conditional. Israel retains veto power. And the timeline is tied more firmly to the disarmament progress, which means the only way that they would be able to get some kind of freedom or breathe a little bit is if Hamas is totally disarmed completely. They're pressuring Hamas. They're tightening the deadlines. This is not going to work. It's not going to work. I would be shocked if Hamas agrees to this shit. I don't think it's going to happen. I would be shocked if Hamas agrees to this shit. I don't think it will. I don't think he will, but you know, we shall see. And here's some more great news. Frumpy's former campaign manager from the 2020 election, he's now registered as a foreign agent for Israel. He's gotten a $6 million contract to produce pro-Israel content aimed at young Americans, according to Rogue DNC. This is how they brainwash young kids. This is how they're going to brainwash them. They're going to say that they're chosen. God has chosen you. Israel's children are the children of God. They're going to skew the Bible. They're going to lie. And they're going to come after white kids first, because I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all are the most impressionable when it comes to white on white people. Y'all listen to them more, and y'all should, because those are y'all people. But that's the ones they're going to get first. That is exactly who they're going to go after first. That's it. Because they can't think for themselves. And the ones that can think for themselves sometimes end up turning a blind eye anyways. Let's just be real. Some of them end up turning a blind eye anyways. So don't think that the propaganda is about to ramp up. It is about to ramp up. And that's why I strongly urge everybody that is following me to start making your own goddamn content. Y'all get the news just like me. Yes, they do. They get it y'all get the news just like me. Y'all have got to start putting y'all pages to work. That is the only way we're going to be able to combat all this shit that is about to come out. It can't just be a handful of us. It's got to be everybody. Everybody has to start making content about what's going on. No, don't just repost. Reposting don't just work. Everybody's got to be a fucking mouthpiece. Whether you do it behind a cartoon character, whether you just put it out in words, whether you do a fucking slideshow, it cannot just be a fucking repost. Y'all all got mouths. And I know a lot of y'all are smart as fuck. Y'all all have got to start pulling y'all goddamn weight. It can't just be 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Because then you start getting one person that is the voice for everybody. And there does not need to be one person for the voice of everyone. There needs to be multiple people speaking. That is how you remember how we used to do word of mouth and how shit used to just spread like wildfire in school before we had cell phones, before we had the internet. We used to spread shit so quickly. You hear that shit in first period. By third period, everybody know the fucking business. That's how that shit needs to start working. We need to start barbershop and beauty salon gossiping again. But it don't need to be about no regular bullshit. It need to be what's going on in the government and how the fuck it affects us. That's how it needs to start moving. Y'all need to start gossiping in these fucking cookouts at the grocery store. Just talking and saying what the fuck is going on. And people say, I don't do politics. Well, bitch, you don't want to survive. Because politics is in the money you spend, the food you buy, the car you drive, the gas you fill it with, the home you live in, the rent you fucking pay. It's in everything. We don't move without the government. And people that say they don't do politics, they're willfully ignorant. And that is why we're in this fucking position now. Because we have willfully ignorant people on both sides. Let's stop playing this damn game. We ain't got time anymore, y'all. We really don't. I be fucking stressed out over here. Can't even watch the goddamn Disney Channel anymore. I be stressed because it's not... We got to get involved more. Seriously, we've got to get more involved. It cannot just be me. It cannot just be Aaron. It cannot just be Parker. It cannot just be Legally Hype or Too Raw, Too Real or Zactivist or Cole. Everybody needs to start sounding the fucking alarm. There's way too much going on. Thank you. There is way too much going on for everybody just to be sitting here waiting. Spread the news on your own. Do your homework. Do your research. I know I'm not the only person that y'all listening to, but I'm going to be the person that encourages you to do your own shit. Y'all need to start posting. Everybody needs to be a fucking news outlet. But before you post, do your goddamn homework. Don't just post because you see it. Post and go fact check that hoe. I like to fact check because I don't just want to put shit out. Sometimes I wait to see the development first. In Georgia, we got a couple of candidates. I ran into one online. I may have her up to do an interview. Isaiah Thomas, that's running in Texas. I think I'm going to get an interview with him to have him up here on his platform. And when these two people come up, there will be no donating to me. If you like what they have to say, you donate to them and their cause only. I'm trying to get some more people on here so y'all can hear. Okay? Representative Roa Roman announces her run for governor. Roman is a two-term state Democrat and the first Muslim woman elected to Georgia's General Assembly. She is running for governor. Go look her up if you're in Georgia. If you like what she has to say, then baby, let's get it. Okay? Excuse me. Ooh. In Texas, a congressional staffer sets herself on fire. No foul play involved. She lit herself up on fire. Texas congressional staffer Regina Santones Alves, she's 35, she is a Republican, was found engulged in flames at her Uvalde home on September 13th. Police say she poured gasoline on herself before catching fire. She was rushed to the Brooke Army Medical Center but passed away the next morning. Regina worked as a regional district director for Republican Representative Tony Gonzalez since 2021. She was also a devoted mother to her 8-year-old son, Axel. Police confirmed she was alone at the time of the fire after checking home surveillance footage. The Texas Rangers are helping with the investigation, but authorities say there is no foul play. Her mother, Nora Ann Gonzalez, called it a tragic accident and said her daughter's final words was, "I don't want to die." A fire extinguisher has been used behind the home. A water hose was found nearby. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Whew. I don't know. I don't know. That is heavy. I don't care what side of the aisle you on. That shit. You set your own self on fire. And you say you don't want DIE. That was your last words. Oh shit. Yeah, I can't even say that. Let's go to Candace Owens. Let's go to Candace Owens. Candace Owens claims that Tyler Robinson's own parents don't believe he unalived CK. Says he never even stepped foot on the UVU campus. So, Candace, now, I'm going to tell you right now. Candace got a grudge, and she is grinding that hoe. She has got a grudge. And she is grinding that hoe hard. She's raising major questions about the case. Tyler Robinson, she claims his parents don't believe he's responsible for the pew-pew and alleges that a family friend who told him to turn himself in confronted them first. Owens also says Robinson has never been on the UVU campus where there was a pew-pew that took place. Candace. Girl, you better hush up. I know she said that Benny Boy had to come out and say he didn't do it. And Charlie Kirk also wrote Benny Boy a letter. He wrote Benny Boy a letter. He gave him the keys. It says a letter CK sent to Benny Boy may advise the Israel leader how to counter anti-Israel sentiment among Gen Z in the information war being waged against the Jewish state. Girl, I do not want to be your friend. Stop asking to come in. So, if y'all want me to read it a little bit, I can read a little bit of it, but, you know, I probably will screenshot it and put it on my stories, and do it that way. But basically, he said one of our greatest joys as Christians is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews in the fight. You know, Jewish people in Israel don't like Christians. Y'all know that, right? Jewish people in Israel, they don't like Christians. I've seen them spit on them. I have seen them spit on them. Like, they don't fuck with y'all like that. That's just real shit. They don't fuck with y'all like that. But the Judeo-Christian civilization. Most recently, I am proud of taking over the Ambassador Huckabee show on TBN, where I continually support Israel and the Jewish people. My team and I have spent months analyzing these trends and debating ideas that could help you and your country push back against the disturbing developments. Anti-Israel sentiment can undermine American support for Israel. The purpose of this letter is to lay out some concerns and outline potential remedies. It's a lot, y'all. It really is a lot. If you want to see it, it's on AF Post News on Instagram. AF Post News on IG. It's a big ass, it's a long 4-page letter. Yeah. It's a 4-page letter. It's definitely a 4-page letter. It's a 4-page letter. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm gonna say this. People have asked me how I feel about CK. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel good. I didn't feel anything because I didn't follow that man. I knew what he stood for. I knew who he did not like. I'm gonna make something very clear. And someone brought this up during his live going home. Where was his pastor? Where was his pastor? Where was his church? To be a devout Christian, where was your pastor? Why didn't your pastor speak? Usually when you have a homegoing, you have church members come up and speak. You usually have the pastor close out, and the last words goes to the wife or the husband or the family. The last words went to Donald Trump. That man was such a devoted Christian. Why wasn't his pastor the last person to speak? Where was his church? I'm going to say this again. He was not an activist. He will never be compared to Martin Luther King, no matter how much y'all try to do so. Martin Luther King was about unity, love, compassion. He didn't spread hate. He didn't try to divide. He damn sure didn't try to brainwash people. And I'm going to say this again. Y'all followed a man who is a community college dropout, who a right-wing conservative paid $4 million to turn on and create Turning Point USA. So he could brainwash people into thinking white Christian nationalism is the only way to go. He was an influencer, a podcaster. He was not an activist. He wasn't fighting for people's rights. He did use his free speech willingly, but he wasn't fighting for nobody's rights. I'm gonna make something very clear. White folks don't have no problems with rights. Y'all come first when it comes to rights. What was he fighting for? The mediocre white boy who daddy paid for him to get in college? Or the mediocre white boy that didn't do shit in high school, but sat next to a person of color or a black person who had to grind their asses 24/7 because they knew no matter what, even a mediocre white boy could get over on them when it came to school. So he had to be 4 times as better. All he said was that mediocre white men still deserve to be on top no matter if they work or not. No matter if they got the grades or not. They should still be chosen first. And if this is a capitalist country and this is based on competition and the best of the best of the best has to be picked, then mediocrity should never be a part of that. And that was the problem. Once we caught up, we surpassed. And y'all tried to figure out how the fuck that happened. Because we knew the game. Our families have always told us we had to be 3 times as better in order to be seen standing next to a white person. And if you're a woman, you're going to have to be better than that. And that's all he stood for. White women staying in their place and being in the homes, and white men getting the jobs. That is what it boils down to. Y'all don't want to accept that shit. That is fine. But I've listened to this man. I listened to the way he speak. I understood it. It was never about anything else but making sure white boys feel like they're seen, and white girls got their asses out of school and worked straight to going into the goddamn home, cooking and cleaning and making sure that they were taking care of their man, because that is God's way. You know what the Bible says about abortion? Nothing. But he does tell you how to have an abortion. Ain't that crazy? I was listening to a priest today, and he said the Bible says nothing about abortion being a sin. But it does tell you how to have an abortion. It does tell you how to do that. Whoo! The way y'all be following teachings and y'all don't even know what the hell y'all be talking about. That's crazy, right? Y'all always say abortion is a sin. It's not even in the Bible. But it does teach you how to get rid of it. It does show you how to get rid of a child if you don't want it. That is crazy work. But that's the problem. Y'all follow blindly. The only person you should follow blindly ain't even part of this world. He up there somewhere, or in the wind, or some shit. He floating around. But he damn sure don't have 2 eyes, 2 legs. He's not a part of this. He ain't bleeding. Remember, he rose. And yet, y'all still trying to make a man and idolize a fucking mortal. Y'all need help. Some of y'all need to seek therapy. What verses are those? Hold on, let me get it for you before I go off. Oh, do I have a meeting today? Oh, yeah, hold on. I got a meeting in a minute. Let me get it to you real quick. Let me get y'all this Bible, this verse. Did I shut it down? Emmy, shut up. I know, Mama. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. You so annoying. I love you, though. You love me? You do? Okay, that's all that matters. I know, you're welcome.
Nothing about abortion. It's true, I just checked. In fact, the Bible doesn't say anything about abortion other than in Numbers 5, where it provides instructions on how to perform one.
Numbers 5.
That you have to be anti-reproductive health to be a Christian just isn't biblical. And notice that I say anti-reproductive health because that is much more accurate than pro-life. And being anti-reproductive health also doesn't reduce the number of abortions. You know what does? Free contraception, access.
His name is Reverend
You've heard it said that.
Reverend Caleb Lines. He debunks everything that Donald Trump says, and he uses the Bible to do so. So Numbers 5. Numbers 5. So now y'all can start using that information for all these pro-lifers. All right, people, so I got to go. I got to get in a meeting. Oh, my website for my shirts will be up this weekend. I'm finally pushing the limit. I'll see y'all later. Bye, peoples. Emmy will go outside later. Bye, YouTube.